1. The Haunting of Room 13, a medical mystery unveiled. In the sterile confines of a hospital operating room, a team of doctors and nurses gathered around a cold, lifeless body, their faces drawn with grim determination as they prepared to perform a routine post-mortem examination. But little did they know. They were about to confront a presence far more chilling than anything they had encountered before. As the doctors began their meticulous examination, a palpable tension hung in the air, a sense of unease settling over the room like a shroud. And then, in an instant, the atmosphere shifted, as if an unseen force had taken hold of the very fabric of reality itself. With a sudden and inexplicable force, the tools on the operating table were sent flying, clattering to the floor with a deafening crash. The lights flickered and dimmed, casting eerie shadows upon the walls, while a cold chill swept through the room, raising goosebumps on the doctor's skin. Frozen in fear, the medical team could only watch in horror as the presence made its presence known, manipulating the very environment around them with an unsettling ease. It seemed to taunt them, playing with their senses and pushing the boundaries of what they believed to be possible. But as the chaos reached its peak, one brave doctor dared to confront the entity head-on, his voice trembling but resolute as he demanded answers from the unknown. And in that moment, the presence seemed to falter, its malevolent energy dissipating like smoke in the wind. As the lights flickered back to life and the tools lay still upon the operating table, the doctors exchanged wary glances, their minds reeling with disbelief and confusion. And as they emerged from the room, shaken but alive, they knew that they had witnessed something beyond their comprehension, a glimpse into the unknown depths of the human psyche, where the line between life and death blurred, and the truth lay shrouded in darkness. 2. Shadows of the Night, a Hospital's Haunting. In the hushed corridors of the hospital, where the night shift nurses tread softly in the dim glow of overhead lights, there lies a tale of chilling encounters with the unknown, a tale that begins in the room of an old man, shrouded in mystery and fear. It was during one particularly quiet night that I, a nurse on duty, first noticed something amiss. As I made my rounds, checking on patients and ensuring their comfort, a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy blanket. It was as if the very air in the hospital had grown thick with apprehension. But it was in the room of the old man, with his frail form lying still upon the bed, that I first encountered the source of my unease, a strange, shadowy figure that seemed to materialize out of thin air. It lurked in the corners of the room, its form shifting and undulating like smoke in the wind. At first, I tried to dismiss it as a trick of the light or a figment of my imagination. But as the nights wore on, the presence grew stronger, its dark tendrils reaching out to touch me with an icy chill. It seemed to feed off the fear and uncertainty that hung in the air, growing bolder with each passing moment. And then, one fateful night, the shadow emerged from the old man's room, its form looming large and ominous in the darkness. I watched in horror as it moved through the hospital corridors, its movements silent and swift, as if driven by some unseen force. Terrified, I followed in its wake, my heart pounding in my chest as I sought to uncover the truth behind its presence. But no matter how hard I tried, the shadow remained elusive, disappearing into the night like a ghostly specter. Now, as I recount my chilling encounters with the shadow that haunts the hospital at night, I cannot shake the feeling that it is watching me still, lurking in the shadows just beyond my reach. And as I continue my duties, I pray that I never again encounter the darkness that lies within the old man's room. 3. The Phantom of the Night Shift, a Hospital's Haunting. In the quiet hours of the night, when the rest of the world slept and the hospital corridors lay shrouded in darkness, I, a night shift staff member, bore witness to a chilling sight. A headless spirit, wandering the halls with an eerie purpose. It began like any other night, with the soft glow of overhead lights casting long shadows along the walls. But as I made my rounds, checking on patients and tending to their needs, a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy fog. It was then that I first encountered the phantom, a figure cloaked in darkness, its form distorted and twisted as if torn from the fabric of reality itself. It moved with a silent grace, gliding through the hospital corridors with an otherworldly grace. At first I tried to dismiss it as a trick of the mind, a figment of my overactive imagination born from the stillness of the night. But as the nights wore on, the sightings became more frequent, the phantom's presence growing stronger with each passing hour. It was only when I ventured into the hospital's backside, near the cemetery that bordered the property, that I uncovered the truth behind the phantom's haunting. There, among the gravestones and crumbling monuments, I discovered the remains of a soul lost to time, a victim of tragedy doomed to wander the earth in search of peace. As I watched the headless spirit roam the hospital halls night after night, its mournful wails echoing through the empty corridors, I couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness for the fate that had befallen it. And though I knew that I could never banish the phantom from the hospital's halls, I vowed to honor its memory and ensure that its story was never forgotten. Now, as I share my tale with others, I am reminded of the fragility of life and the mysteries that lie beyond the realm of the living. And as the night shift staff continues their duties, we remain ever vigilant, knowing that the phantom of the night shift may one day return to haunt us once more.